actually that works. I should have said the poet. So beautiful. So beautiful. Look, you need to see what I've seen. You need to see.
These are the spiritual as much as physical voyages of the co-federation solar, sun, our starship, planet Earth, restored to heaven on our and every earth, as our spiritual, genealogical, local, global, universal voyager and shared her and his family community enterprise. Our new millennial year's mission to rediscover and re-understand, sustain, and explore are and all are in fact familiar new worlds of family community, of the tree of love, life, and light throughout the solar system and universe, to restore, renew, and sustain our and new life and new sustainable civilizations, CAD, present, retroactively, and now, rebalance, and future, always balancing, to lovingly, genealogically, and boldly become and be space-time travelers whenever and where we have interdimensional reality, all in part been before, if also never been before, in alternative space timelines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum, balance, combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, long, and prosper all, both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so.
In the thunderous blast, she merges, her eyes on fire, the mighty priestess. She is risen from the nativity of Caldera. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen. We all are risen.
Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.
महालक्ष्मी मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्त्व महाशक्ति महारथी महाभूत महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धि महासिद्धि महायोगीश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्र महामंत्र महायंत्र महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या ओम महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पक महातांडव साक्षिणी महाकामेशमहिषी महात्रिपुर सुंदरी चतुष्षष्टि उपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टि कलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टिकोटियोगिनी गणसेविका
Hello? Hello? Hello, am I reaching Raza? Oh, Shivala! Oh, sorry. It's Rochelle. I must have the phone numbers here mixed up. Let's see, what did I do here? Oh, that's right, yeah. I see. Oh, look at me. Well, I've already talked to you. You want me to talk with her with you? I can put you on hold and... All right, well, I'm broadcasting and you're welcome whenever you're ready. Okay, bye-bye. Hello, am I reaching Raza? Hi, Raza, this is Rochelle. Hi, sweetheart. I just spoke with your sister, and I told her that she is welcome to co-broadcast every time, anytime. I'm broadcasting right now. I broadcast several times a day, and I want you to know that you and she and anyone you'd like to bring, any woman that you'd like to bring, and if you have any younger people in your family, younger than age 37, you can also bring them after you've been ceremony with you. But most importantly, I'd love to have your sister and you again. Well, you know, I have a feeling that a lot of women are going to switch around and turn toward this too, because the environmental situation is going to degrade. So when you're ready, you let me know and you're welcome. I'm sure it is. I understand. Well, you know, you have my number, right? 301-933-0272. The conference number is several times a day, but probably the easiest thing to do is just call me, and then I'll reorient you to when the conferences are. But I usually do 5 a day.
Sure, of course. It's 301-933-0272. All right, every blessing. I'm broadcasting right now, and I keep mentioning you and your sister and all the work of your family and your mothers and great and grandmothers and all the great goddesses that are in you too. Well, I'm doing the best I can. Our planet's on the rope, so come join me whenever you're ready. Okay.
Celestial event. No. No words. No words. Describe. I should have said. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Maybe the people need to see what I've seen. They need to see.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not your, our new millennial law.
Okay. I put the Patricia. Maybe made sunflower or Cherokee and Blackfoot. This is Anna Marie, singing Christian, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blackfoot, and out of Washington, Dakota. And I am also of French, English, and German. Due to Kuye, I was seen. That means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial goal group as the law of all the natives of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth, and all the planets of all the universes. The recording has started.
Welcome to our evening broadcasts from the heart and headquarters of the Co-Federation of Earth and Planets of the Family Community of Love, Life, in Light of Balance. My name is Dr. Astrea Mara Ayama, Reall, One Family, Tapao, Equinox, True Q. I have invited many co-hostesses and young co-hosts to this broadcast, to broadcast in a circle with me. I have hope that with a little motivation provided by Mother, Father, Goddess, God, they will come to join me soon. I've been doing these broadcasts for, I guess, about almost 2 weeks now. And I had been doing them regularly also last spring. And by spring, I hope that I will be joined by all my family community who know me, who have been acquainted with the new Millennial Golden Rule, which is at 5050now.wordpress.com, and who are happy to themselves express for themselves their presence in the government of divine democracy that is described at 5050now.wordpress.com, which is based on the love of the human family and community. Love and respect thy neighbors and thy extended family as thyselves. We have all been here before. We are partial reincarnations of previous ancestry. If you look back on the human story for the past many thousands of years since the fall of Atlantis, humanity has been stepping on the female. And in most of the time while that's been occurring, the female has been stepping on the female. And right now, we in North America are in a sinful and shameful condition in which not only men are obliviously stepping on the females in their lives as if they don't even notice that they are, but women are stepping on females, and usually the men and the women who are stepping on the great importance of female bonding and decision-making are interacting with each other. And they are reinforcing each other in primitive, in fact, increasingly reptilian qualities of patriarchy. Primitive patriarchy usually involves some bonding to a larger group. However, in the current situation in North America, the patriarchy is breaking down to a more individualistic and sociopathic quality, where people can only have relationships, and I mean fleeting relationships, based on denial about the larger clan's situation, with one or two individuals with whom they are wrapped around each other in denial. I predict that very soon, maybe even starting tomorrow, there's going to be a series of major earthquakes, terrible storms, and many of the aspects that have been attributed to end times. And people are looking for a male Messiah. That male Messiah cannot come until people come to this broadcast with me. You should know that the members of my family are making it impossible for the male Messiahs to come. There's more than one. This is actually a group that goes back previous to the biblical time, to Atlantis. And they have the ability to save the planet. The females and the males together have the ability to save the planet. But older people in their lives are so malfunctioning, particularly the women, who have been so targeted for self and other deprecation that they cannot reciprocate at all any gestures of kindness. The women cannot reciprocate any gestures of kindness made toward them. In other words, they're at a terminal stage of low self-esteem. The women of North America are literally dying of low self-esteem. And they are taking their children with them. And as these older men who supposedly rule the world and are stuck in front of their faces on televisions that they shouldn't be watching anymore, these women are becoming more and more depraved in their low self-esteem and in their relational aggression and their inability to function. So American society is now breaking down because of what is happening to the females here. And because this is happening here, it's also happening in other places in the world that are influenced by what happens here. And that's just about everywhere in the world. Certain cultures have gotten a little bit further on parity, quite a bit further on gender parity than others, and have more organized movements to bring it about. Other cultures are so regressed that they have descended into dark chaos. We are on a horrific slope. We are going down. However, I intend to continue these broadcasts and keep the door to the light open. Everyone who knows me knows that I would forgive them in a moment if they showed some recognition that they might be doing something wrong related to upholding patriarchy. And those who cannot differentiate the behavior of me and other members of our family community from one another from the issue of patriarchy, and cannot discuss the issue of patriarchy, and keep turning all of their relational dialogues into trivia that degenerate and are quickly brought to an abrupt tantrum-like end, because that is what is occurring among North American women. They're having one tantrum after another. The women are having tantrums. They all say, I don't have time to talk. That's a tantrum. They say, I'm too busy. That's a tantrum. They're having tantrums. They're having emotional earthquakes, I would say, on a momentary basis within them. They have been so betrayed by the people that they supposedly should have faith in that they cannot face that this has something to do with them, that it has something to do with their inability to show love and respect toward each other. I hope to have as a guest on these broadcasts soon, either and or both, Phyllis Chesler, who wrote Women's Inhumanity to Women, and Kelly Vallon, who wrote Twisted Sisterhood. Because the problem in the United States is that men are very stupid, and they don't notice that the women around them are knifing one another in the emotional back because of their low self-esteem. And the reason they have such low self-esteem is the men don't notice their condition. And they don't seem to care. In fact, they seem, some of them, to encourage this. Therefore, look out. Mother, Father, Goddess, God is looking over the landscape, seeing individuals who could become great leaders of love and life and have the tools to do so, intellectually at least, who refuse to indicate that they have wounds related to patriarchy and refuse to discuss it at all. They refuse to meet in groups larger than one-on-one. They're functioning at a primitive level like infants. They can only suck at the mother, but also hate the mother while they suck. It's going to break down. We are at a point where the people of North America have become not just infants, but abused infants who are in a state of rage that they are acting out all over, and particularly downward toward their own children. I predict an extreme surge in domestic violence and child abuse in the United States. And with that, all of the organizations set up to maintain order in society and maintain civility and kindness are going to be completely overwhelmed. The emergency rooms are going to be filled. The hospitals are going to be filled. But the staffs of the hospital are going to be fighting with each other. That's what's happening. Because this society has neglected the yin, the female, as an equal, so unnecessarily and for so long now, while other countries made coherent efforts to bring about parity, in the United States, those women who did try have met with a stony silence and isolation, as if other women had no idea that they were working on their behalf. These women are besotted with patriarchy. They are drunk with low self-esteem, and they are acting it out all over the place. We are, and as men watch this, the men become more and more depraved. Because that force that used to make them feel that women had kindness is they're seeing the women don't have kindness. The women have ice toward one another. There's no kindness there. It's all about the word parity. Parity is the great big fix-it word. Parity, 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 parity. Gender parity, gender parity, gender parity protects both genders and all generations. The lack of it and the lack of a reparative time to admit that women have been made crazy, they are crazy in North America. This is not to say that men can lead us out of this morass. They cannot. It is they're trying to lead us, and they're continually sticking their faces in front of the cameras. And the failure of so many puppet male politicians to acknowledge that they did deliberately hide news about gender parity from United States people. They deliberately hid it so that your mind could not grow. Your mind is now eating itself up because they took away a nourishing nutrient that you needed from 1995, particularly, through now. And they're still giving you tokenism instead of parity. They're giving you two choices now. You can have tokenism or male domination. Those are your choices. And tokenism is male domination with a female face. That's why you're crazy. And your society is going to break down. And your family is going to break down. And your personal apartment and home and neighborhood is going to break down. I will continue these broadcasts with the light. I love you, but you do not love love. You hate love now in North America. People in North America take kindness and civility as something to be pissed on. Too many of them are doing that, particularly women, in relation to one another. Women who show kindness and interest in one another are simply pissed on by the women who are being shown the kindness. The women get along in this manner. They find an alpha male or a sociopathic woman who acts like an alpha male to take orders from, and they do simple mindless tasks to occupy themselves within that extremely depriving, emotionally, hierarchy. They simply take orders. They're sort of like walking zombies now in North America. The women are walking zombies. They're all rushing hither and thither. I have to get this job done, and I have to do this task, and I have to save on this issue and do this issue here. I have to save my local area from a encroachment of this big behemoth corporation. I have to do it here, I have to do it there, I have to do it there. And they don't notice that all doing that, while they do that, they never noticed that their so-called decision makers have been mostly male for too long, and they have caused all of the problems that the women are now running hither and thither like chickens without heads. Like chickens without heads. The women who have any impulses at all toward caring are going like chickens without heads from one horrible scenario to another to try to fix it. Fix the symptom, fix the symptom. In the meantime, their own children don't see them. Their communities don't see them as a community. The community never has a meeting. Their neighborhoods are filled with people who don't know each other, and when they do see each other too many times, they say, I'm not interested in you, neighbor. I'm busy. I'm watching television. So I'm going to continue these broadcasts, and I direct you to read the New Millennial Golden Rule. It's the quick fix. It is the aspirin that North Americans need to take right away so they don't have a heart attack that kills them. I love you all, but you have pissed on the Statue of Liberty one time too many. She loves you, and you can hide under her warm, flowing clothing. She wants to hug you, but she will not be pissed on by you. While you cling to some daddy who's lying to you. All these daddy liars have enabling wives and trophy wives. They may have enabling wives and mistresses, all of whom are genuflecting to this guy's money or this guy's title. When they go to their workplace, they don't seem to notice that all the restrictive and time insensitive demands upon them are coming from a male hierarchy. They just go along with it, like drones. It's going to fall apart. And this isn't just happening here in North America. There's also some other cultures that it's happening in that you would have thought would have done a little bit better because their people are relatively educated, like Russia and China and parts of India, urban India. Same phenomenon. We have forgotten the divine feminine. The divine feminine means that you honor and count in your economic system loving, caring efforts that women make in their home and in their communities. That you honor what it means in the family is that you honor sisterhood and cousinhood and grandmotherhood and aunthood. And you don't piss on people who are attempting to engage in these activities of your family and your extended family. So my family is eating itself up alive instead of saving you. Because it cannot allow me to be a member of the family because the women have to continue to be wrapped around current male dominators or even ones who are deceased and that nevertheless have become the focus of these women's minds to the point where they have no functioning of their own and ignore their own children and particularly their great and granddaughters and their nieces. They really are ignoring the extended family relationships of women. So this is all about patriarchal kinship systems. This is about anthropology. I have explained it to everyone many, many times, and I've given a way for them to find out what I'm doing. I am waiting for them to come. I don't think they are going to come. I think that people are so low that they're just going to destroy themselves now. However, I am going to continue to make the outreach for them, but at a less intense level. And I'm going to shame those people who have been repeatedly outreached, and also those who have the responsibility to bring gender parity to fruition in North America and are acting irresponsibly with regard to not trying to gather with those women and some men who've tried to do it. I see no evidence except from me to contact those individuals who have worked in this area in a coherent way and make a website where they are gathered and all their pictures are there. I am the only person who has done that. I don't like being the only person, and I don't like what's going on in North America at all. You are on the verge of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions and forest fires and mountain slides and mudslides and landslides. Mother Nature is giving up on you because she sees that her children who are female have respect for one another in the United States, and therefore have no respect for their children either. The kids are herded into schools with metal detectors, and I've learned about so many of the teachers just going from one test that they have to make to fulfill to a quota of tests, and they do not ever discuss with each other that the women who are sending their children to school have no family leave, have no vacation time, have the worst income inequity that has ever existed in the United States, that their neighborhoods are deteriorating, becoming drug infested, all while a couple of men parade at trying to be the leaders of this land. This is Animal Farm. The men who have said that they have been presidents since 1789 have been liars ever since John Adams ignored Abigail's request to remember the ladies. And he did ignore it. And Tom Jefferson ignored it. And all of the men who came after it ignored it, and their wives let them ignore it. And the wives today, mostly, especially in the Dem-Publican parties, are ignoring it. So, but also, and I'll have to say in the United States, in the Green parties too, they're also ignoring it there. They're ignoring it everywhere in the United States, just as they're ignoring it in Russia, and they're ignoring it in the Middle East. All these places are about ready to go into nuclear fire from patriarchy. I'm expecting it. I'm predicting it. I hope that it is at a level that is not quite as severe as if I was not here and offering these broadcasts. Because I have come to the conclusion that I have to act a little bit like a rather devilish character of a Star Trek series called Audra. In that series, she seemed to be able to produce earthquakes. Well, I don't want earthquakes. You seem to want earthquakes because you have no respect for Mother Nature. And so I'm predicting to you that you're going to have them. And so in a sense like her, I'm telling you, you're about to have an earthquake. You are. You're going to have some earthquakes. I pray that the members of my family are not personally punished because my mother, father, goddess, God, because they have had the way to cooperate with me for a long time. And they have been really working hard to avoid any cooperation with me at all, or with each other. Working overtime to avoid each other. The women that I know and grew up with are working overtime to pretend as if they never knew each other. Their children are living in a land of alienated, deliberately anonymous drones. It is what George Carlin said. The men are stupid because they don't seem to understand that patriarchy has an impact on the female over time. And the women now, because they did not gather to protest and pull out of patriarchy, are now completely crazy. Okay? So I'm here. And I have sanity right in front of you. It's 5050now.wordpress.com. Today, many times, I spoke the names of great and grandmothers in our family, and I often leave out the name of Lynn Margulies in doing that with Harriet and Ray and Rose and Clara and Antoinette and Marie and Grandma Popper and Dorothy and Georgine and their sisters, their poor little sisters who are, so many of them, wrapped around living through their sons, like our poor little junkie. I cannot honor women who live through men to the point where they'll destroy their own children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. That is not a functional female anymore, because in our generations, parity and equality was quite possible to attain. And the women who are doing this made every effort not to look in that direction and to continue to wrap themselves around their older male sons. Not going to work. Sorry, ladies, you picked the wrong path. And I'm waiting for you to figure it out. And I'm going to help you to figure out as best I can. So I simply direct you tonight. I'm going to make it simple for everyone. Just go to 5050now.wordpress.com. Read the 5 pillars of saving our world, and read just beneath it the 11 steps. Take 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 the 11 steps at 5050now.wordpress.com. 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 That's all I'm going to say to the people that I meet or talk with in the next little while. And I'll also, when I speak to them, honor the memories of our great and grandmothers who are not perpetuating currently patriarchy instead of parity. It's that simple. I love you all. This is a very short broadcast. I have some things to do to communicate by email to some of the idiots in North America. But I have great faith that all people have Goddess and God within them. And when they, it's like the question is, how low can you go? Well, you're going down to almost the incredible, most lowest. It's hard for me to imagine the depravity of what's going on here. But you may get to a point where even you can't stand what you're doing. Then you'll come visit me. We'll have a co-hosting and a co-hostessing and a co-hosting together. Then you can honor yourselves and I'll be able to honor you. So let me just put this back on. Put this on briefly.